Welcome back to Cape Quest, everyone. And today's the day that, even if you may not have realized it, you've been looking forward to because we get to go to Camelot. Now, you may not realize this, but after all of the events of the legend, King Arthur and his knights decided to retire to RuneScape to wait out the time before they return. And they've gotten themselves into a little bit of trouble that we might just be able to help them with. Turns out that Merlin has gotten himself trapped in a crystal, and we need to set him free. Of course, to do that, we need to go talk to Morgan Le Fay, who is also here, and the only way we're getting into her tower is by smuggling ourselves in. Fortunately, a couple of the knights give us some tips on how to do just that. I think it's this guy we need to talk to?
I think we just hide in the crate. I'm gonna go hide in the crate.
Oh, okay. I will attempt to hide in the crate as well. Hiding in the crate works like a charm, and we soon find ourselves standing on the delivery dock in Morgan's tower. Running past some knights who are very aggressive, we find ourselves face to face with Sir Mordred himself, who is considerably tougher than we had expected.
I am in serious trouble if you're struggling to beat him like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some food and come back. And now that we have some food, take 2.
Curiosity, what's everyone's defense stat right now?
7.
I may have discovered the problem.
Yes. Mordred's a tough foe, but I managed to take him down. And then accidentally click out of the conversation with Morgan Le Fay, so I have to fight him again. Come on, one more hit. Alright, she's back. Morgan tells us that to undo the spell that she put on Merlin, we need to get bat bones, a black candle, an inscription from a chaos altar, and the sword Excalibur. 3 of those are actually fairly easy. One's gonna be a bit of an issue. Alright, do you need to fight him, Connor?
Nah, I did it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can take those cakes back.
I shamelessly figured out that he doesn't heal. So...
Were you just breaking aggro with him constantly?
No, that would have been a somewhat more honorable way to do things. Alex got him down really low.
Oh my goodness.
I am a filthy, dirty scavenger.
I cannot believe you did that, but also, it's so funny. Speaking of which, do we still have an Alex?
I heard all of that. I am so angry.
I'm sorry! I just knew it would take you a bit to get back and figured you wouldn't mind if I just mooched a little bit.
Of course, finding Excalibur also means finding the Lady of the Lake. Fortunately for us, she's not that hard to track down. Hello, yes, please give me Excalibur. Naturally, she can't give the sword out to just about anybody, so she wants to test us first, and she tells us to head to the jewelry shop in Port Sarim. Listen, if somebody is going to be the spade dealer in the group, I'm just going to grab every spade I see.
By the end of the series, we can hit 10k spades. I believe in you.
Please, no. Please don't. Worrying intensifies. I don't want to have 10k spades by the end of this. I don't even know where you can get spades in that quantity.
For
Sounds
us,
like glitter talk to me.
I was gonna say that's absolutely the coward's way.
World hopping farming tool shop. That's how you do it.
Probably would only take you like, I mean, if you were really dedicated, like a week.
Can't wait for the marathon 10k spade grinding stream.
Spade quest.
Once we arrive, we run into a beggar who's just looking for some food to feed their family. We hand over some bread, and in return it turns out it was the Lady of the Lake, and we get Excalibur. Yeah, the easy Ardoon stuff is pretty easy. Connor just missed today, or part of a day, and we got a little ahead of him.
I had to go pick up keys to a new place.
No days off, bro.
It was important.
I was about to say something about, you gotta stay on that grind, and then I could feel the bile rising.
It's about
XP
that
waste.
mindset.
There we go. Yeah, XP waste.
Why is it that every time I right-click on someone in this game, it's a D's nuts joke?
I'm just gonna chalk that up to your own natural talent. With our items in hand, we return to Camelot to undo Morgan's spell, and then we're able to use Excalibur to smash the crystal and set Merlin free. Quest complete. Tell me of the quest. Yes, the Holy Grail is here as well. Yes, freeing Merlin wasn't the only thing King Arthur needed help with. It turns out that the Holy Grail also made the jump to RuneScape, and Arthur and his knights are still trying to find it. Well, how can we say no for a good old Grail quest? To kick things off, we go have a chat with Merlin, who tells us our best leads are finding Sir Galahad, who actually found the Grail once, or talking to some monks on a holy island, because there must be one of those around somewhere. Very helpful. Talking to Galahad this early actually doesn't do anything for us, so we're just going to go to Entrana and talk to the monks there instead. Of course, they're all pacifists, so we do have to swing by the bank to dump all our stuff.
Graham, these monks invite you to their holy island and you just walk around stealing everything not nailed down.
How long
I'm
have you
very
known me?
proud.
I
I'm
was gonna
very
say.
proud of you.
I was gonna say, how long have you known me, Connor?
I feel like you'd have fun in an escape room. It really scratches those klepto itch.
I have wanted to do an escape room for a really long time. I've just never gotten around to it. Okay, I know there's seaweed on this island somewhere, right? Seaweed conundrums aside, we talk to the monks about whether or not they have the Grail on their island. Of course they don't, because it would be a really short quest if they did. But we do hear that the Fisher King is in trouble, and we need to find a magic whistle to get to his realm. With this new information under our belt, we return to Galahad, who it turns out actually has an item from the Fisher's King realm, a table napkin he took the last time he was there. He lends it to us, and we set off on our merry way. The whistle that we need to actually get to the Fisher King's realm is in everybody's favorite haunted house, so with napkin in hand, we head off to Draenor Manor. I'm not sure why the Fisher King decided a magic whistle was the best way to get there, but it's not my place to question crossovers with real-life folklore. Doing what is perhaps the most British thing we will ever do in this game, we queue up and grab 2 of the magic whistles each. We'll need an extra one for later. The next thing we're supposed to do is try to figure out where you can get to the Fisher King's realms from. However, we already know that, so we're just gonna go straight there and get along with the fun. Just here?
Please stop
Oh, yeah.
stabbing me.
Okay, somebody is already fighting it, which means this is not instanced. So we're just gonna be polite and take our turn. Oh, yes. Yeah, you're good now. We are in the Fisher King's realm, which mostly just looks like Ohio now that I look at it. Yeah, I remember being really nervous to do this quest the first time because you see the level 120 and you're like, oh no, this really doesn't look that bad.
Right.
I fully rage quit the first time I did this game. It was one of my probably one of my worst rage quits in this game, because I died and was not gonna be able to get all my stuff back before it despawned. Good times. I was also in middle school, so I guess I can cut myself a little slack there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, every once in a while I think back on middle school and I'm like,
Dude,
wow,
not now.
yeah, I was gonna say that's perfect timing.
Fine.
That's also a good one to do.
Ring.
Oh no.
Bar. Pull. Unlock. Thanks for the gold bar. I would prefer to hit for more than 1, though. Thank
Hey,
you.
you got a 3.
Y'all got
I-
any of them fives? Hey.
I examined the Titan and it says he looks mean and powerful. He looks like he had a really bad hair day. Oh. Okay.
I misclicked.
Understandable.
Can't wait to explain to my doctor that this is the reason why I've developed carpal tunnel.
Well, you see, I was fighting a Black Knight Titan. I was using the hit and run technique to fight a Black Knight Titan in the Grail realm. Dr. Hurley writes the new prescription.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, have fun, Graham.
I'm gonna try. With Alex's fight out of the way, it's now my turn. And one case of carpal tunnel later, I emerge victorious myself.
You did it!
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-ba-da.
Alright.
Just plays the dungeon complete music from like Endwalker and forward. Or from Shadowbringers forward.
The RuneScape character frowns slightly.
Slightly. Looks dramatic.
With the way clear, we find the Fisher King, and it turns out that he is actually very ill, and just wants to see his son one last time. His son is Percival, who you may recognize as Knight of the Round Table, so of course, time to head back to Camelot. Either way, I'm just hoping that Elder Scrolls 6, when it comes out, brings back crafting your own spells. Or at least gives Magic something more interesting than what they did in Skyrim, because Magic felt really underpowered.
It is.
Did.
Like, yeah, you can get to a point where you have free spells pretty easily, but, like, what good does that do you when your spells deal 1% of an enemy's health, and they deal 50 or 60% of yours?
Yep.
Speaking of D&D, though, when's that Pinkerton subclass dropping?
What a wild time to be alive. I didn't even realize the Pinkertons were still around.
Yeah, I was, unfortunately, but then Wizards being, using them, and then being like, yeah, we have them on retainer, and everyone's just like, that's
Okay.
worse!
Okay, but that's worse. You realize that's worse,
Yeah.
right?
It's like the second pretty huge PR disaster for Wizards of the Coast in, like, a few months.
It's so bizarre, because Wizards could literally just sit there and collect a paycheck from having some of the biggest names in tabletop gaming under them, and yet they insist on constantly stepping in it.
Okay, but real talk though, would the Pinkerton be a subclass of Paladin, Ranger, or Rogue?
Speaking to King Arthur, we find out that he hasn't actually seen Percival in a while, because he is also out searching for the Grail. He does give us a magic feather that should point us in the right direction, though. Following the feather's guidance leads us to the Goblin Village, where we find Sir Percival shoved in a sack. Once we set him free and let him know that his father wants to see him, we hand over the magic whistle and he's off. Following behind, we see that the Fisher King's realm is looking vibrant and lively again, and we're able to grab the Holy Grail. Another quest complete. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you had as much fun with it as I did making it. And you know the drill by now. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see these, and you know where to find me on Twitch every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to join us next time when we get tangled up in some night business, and I will catch you in the next video.